Hi, this is Zach Meir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Zach's Traders Cafe. It is Wednesday, the 11th of June, starting off with the FTSE 100, which seems to be benefiting from the government's wonderful growth policies and heading towards the record high 89.20, and we have been looking for 9,000 by the end of next month. I suppose if we were really good and very well behaved, we might even get 9,000 at the top of that rising trend channel from March last year as soon as the end of this month. On the downside, hoping that former resistance at 8,800 will be new support. Worst case is probably 8,700, which was the floor of that late May range. Moving on to the DAX, where it's all been all about trying to get to the top of that rising trend channel from March last year. In this case, 24,700, at least while we're above the 24,000 area, feeling confident that we'll get there by the end of this month. Worst case is that there is a rug pull down to 23,500. But while we're above that, still looking for the top of that channel. RSI at 57, so in the right place for a push to the upside. Moving on to the Dow, which has kept on teasing us with attempted breakouts, but looks like we finally got it now above the 200-day line, 42,477, and just above the post-March resistance there, 42,800. Above that, looking for 44,000, possibly by the end of this month, but penciling in that it would be by the end of next month, given how slow this market is. I suppose the doubts over what kind of crackpot pronouncements might come from the White House, keeping a lid on the upside. Moving on to the situation at Bitcoin, where obviously everyone and their mother is buying Bitcoin for their Bitcoin treasury strategy. We're back up near the highs, 112,000. Looking for up to 125 by the end of next month. And I suppose if we're lucky, it could be even by the end of this month. But let's say by the end of next month. While we're above the 50-day line, currently at 102. Ideally, we stay above the initial June resistance around 106 ahead of a potential further move to the upside. Moving on to gold, and here the picture is that of a market which is consolidating near the floor of that channel. We're also near the 50-day line, 3270, as long as we're above that 50-day line, feeling that we can get up to the top of the channel there from March, heading for the 3800 zone. 3800 currently on target or on track for the end of next month, but I suppose if we do get that final proper rebound from the 3300 area, we could get that sooner. RSI bouncing at and above the neutral 50 level, which we've done now 2/3 times in the last few weeks, so that is a leading indicator on the upside, so hopefully we'll be there soon. If you're cautious, just wait for an end of day close through 3400 to then target 3800. Moving on to the stocks, and an exciting bunch. The first one is AFC Energy, which has been resting on the old target. Their second target, their triangle target, around 12 pence above that. We've been looking for old resistance / old support at 16 pence, and we're looking for that perhaps as soon as the end of this month. On to Bezant, which has been generally sprightly in the recent past. It's at the top of the recent range, basically at the top of the 2025 range. We're looking for a retest, basically, of the October resistance, 0.04, hopefully by the end of next month or even sooner, while we're above the 50 and 200-day lines around 0.025. Less fiddly is Capital Metals, which is going great guns at the moment, but especially with the possibility of a greater mineral resource on tap. We had a target there, old support, 3.5 pence, and looking for that in the next few days. Above that, really nothing on the chart between there and 1 year highs near 6 pence, which we're looking for actually as soon as the end of next month. This chart looks very strong indeed, on the basis that it's rising in step fashion, so vertical, then sideways, and then vertical again. So that is one of the strongest configurations you can get. Upside value we hold above the 2.75 pence area, the old target there on Capital Metals. Moving on to Coinsilium, which gets coverage almost every day, largely because it keeps going up almost every day. Current situation is that we did retest the 10 pence area, which was foretold here over recent days. Next level up above the that target there, just currently around 8.8 pence, above 8.8, looking for 12 pence, hopefully well before the end of this month. And what's interesting here is that basically if we break 12 pence, there's nothing really between 12 and 30 pence plus. So that could be something rather exciting to look forward to by the end of next month. But the key here is staying above 8.8. On to Celadon, where the bears must be disgusted that the company's managed to save itself, at least for now. We were looking for a best case scenario target there up to 24 pence, the high today around 18.5, but the key here is to actually get through that 200-day line. That's just under 19 pence. We haven't been above that properly for a year, so as you can probably understand and guess, given the state of the company. 50-day line rising. If you're a brave person, you would be saying that any dip to fill that gap down to 13 pence could be a buying opportunity. Solid support apparently at 10 pence, and that really is the level that needs to be held. Above that, we are feeling bullish, and we could spike towards the 20s. Below that, it could be a rather tough time, or signal that a rather tough time is to come for Saladin. On to Crimson Tide, which is next, and here, one of those rising trend channel based situations. What's great about this is that there's a gap down to the lows and then a gap up, which is a bear trap island reversal, one of the strongest signals around, or setups around. That means that we are looking for up to 90 pence in the 200-day line by the end of next month. So very confident about that, given that bear trap island reversal. It's almost a sort of strange, weird one, but a very good one as well. Upside valid while we're above the gap there, and today's support at 57 pence, the gap there from back in April. Moving on to Greatland, which is moving like a super tanker at the moment. We've broken that line of resistance, which we were looking for it to break at 15 pence, and heading rapidly towards the top of that rising trend channel from October at 19 pence, and above 15, looking for 19 at least, hopefully by the end of this month. The other point to note is that the market cap now through the £2 billion level, so congratulations to all concerned. Not quite in the same category, the Lords Group. I think the market cap here, well, it's not bad, 65 million, nothing to be sniffed at, but initial target here at 43 pence, looking for that hopefully in coming days. Best case by the end of this month up to 55 pence, the upper parallel of that broadening triangle from back in September. Moving on to mineral and financial, and here, what a chart, and basically a very strong uptrend there. Top of the channel there up to 35 pence by the end of next month, while we remain above recent support at 22 pence. You can see if you look closely that we've had a bear trap island reversal, so gapping down the early part of last month, or the second part of last month, and then gapping up to start June. So let's see if that configuration near the highs tends to be a very, very strong signal. Let's see if that works in this case. Moving along to the last two. The first one is a requested stock, which is Northern Bear, and here, surprise, surprise, we've hit our target line there at 77 pence. Above that, looking for the upper parallel of that rising trend channel from January 2023, which is as high as 95 pence. Maybe we could be on track for that by the end of the end of next month, rather. Upside value while we're above recent resistance at 70 pence. Finishing off with a lap of honour situation, one of the best performers of the recent past, which is Smarter Web. I think we were up 2,400%. Well, that seems to be quite reasonable. The current situation is that we're making progress within that rising trend channel. Top of the channel now up to £1.30. Recent support was at 80 pence. Probably new support will start coming in around the 105, 107 level. That was the initial peak, I think 108 there. So hopefully 108 will come in as new support as we head towards 130 pence by the end of this month. If you're a bull of this stock, you probably say that the channel is rather wider and that the upside is up towards £1.50. In fact, I think that's probably the way to go at the moment. It looks as though we are in that kind of mood. So definitely working there for Smarter Web in terms of the technicals. They have been working almost perfectly from the beginning. But at least while we're above on the right side of 100 pence, looking bullish and hoping that we'll get an end of day close above the old 108 resistance today. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.